This is the loop at Mount Chocorua, located in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. As you can see, the views were absolutely breathtaking and well worth the 10-mile loop that took us just over 5 hours to complete. Mount Chocorua has an elevation of just over 3,000 feet. Now, living in the city can be very chaotic, and we don't always get a chance to just get out and enjoy nature, so we thought that Labor Day weekend would be the perfect opportunity for us to get out and explore. The drive to the mountain took us just over 2 hours. The sun was out, there was no traffic, and I got to be a passenger princess while my man did the heavy lifting. When we got there, it was about 80 degrees and partly cloudy, and probably one of the last warmer days we're gonna have here in New England for the summer, so we were eager and excited to get out on that trail. When we first got there, they had some information posted about the area and the different trails that you could take, and honestly, I wish we would have read them so that I knew what we were getting into. The beginning started out easy. We had a cute little bridge and some water, and at this point, it felt like a normal hike. We were on flat ground, enjoying the entire thing. Once we reached our first checkpoint, we were checking to make sure we were going the right way. We didn't want to get lost in the woods, and we realized we still had 3 miles left to go to get to the top of the mountain. And this second little bridge that we came to was so cute. It had running water, tiny little waterfall. We stopped for a moment, felt the water, and it was cold. I would not want to get in there. Shortly after that, we had to stop and get some food. I was getting hangry, so it was a necessity, but we were at about mile 2 of the 4 miles going up this mountain, so I felt like it was justified. And this is us protecting each other from the bugs before we got back out on that trail, because they were out and we were getting bitten. And my man, thank you to my man. And then we were on our way back on the trail, and let me just tell you, the second half of this hike was not as enjoyable as the first. It was hot, I was being eaten by bugs, and I started getting tired. Then we started having to climb up rocks, and I'm not gonna lie, this is where it got questionable. At this point, y'all, I let my man take the lead because I was getting tired, and he had his adventure hat on, so he was just powering straight through all the way up the rocks. This part of the trail was definitely one of my favorites. I just thought it was so beautiful, and the way that the sun was shining through the trees was absolutely perfect. At checkpoint number 2, we stop and see how long we have to go, and it is still 1.4 miles to the top. And as you can see, at this point, it was just treacherous terrain. So at this point, we're thinking we're making it to the end. All the hard work has passed us, and we're just about to coast the rest of the way through this hike, right? So we make our way all the way to the top. The views were absolutely beautiful. There was no wind. It was perfect temperature, although I was wishing there was a little bit of wind, because at this point we're hot and sweaty and tired. Take a moment, take the view in, reap the benefits of all of our hard work, and then take a seat to rest and eat before we thought we were making our way back down this mountain. So we sat down to eat, rest, and chat a little bit, and maybe flirt a little bit while we're there, before we thought we were making our way back down this mountain. Unfortunately, we thought wrong. Out of nowhere, we see a man who is way more serious about hiking than we are pass right by us and disappear into some trees that were behind us. So naturally, we followed. And that's when we realized that we were much further from the top than we thought. So we head back on this trail, and let me tell you, if I thought that the beginning was hard, from what we thought was the top to the actual top was much more difficult. Much more difficult. Look at us, we're walking straight up over rocks and trees and stubs and you name it. I could have broken an ankle out here. I'm not even gonna lie. But it was beautiful. So at our next checkpoint, Adventure Steve is just waiting for me to catch up. We still had 0.4 miles to go, and honey, I was ready to go home. At this point, I was questioning if it was worth it or not. And when we finally got to the actual top of the mountain, the answer to my question was yes, it absolutely was worth it every second, because look at this view. It was absolutely beautiful. It was perfect weather, partly cloudy, sunny, little to no wind. And it just felt amazing being up there. Look at all of these views, all of the mountains in the distance. And the one thing that I have to say about it was the bugs. There were a lot of bugs at the top. We had applied bug spray 3 times, but we were still being eaten. And I didn't bring a shirt. So we just took a minute to congratulate each other, did our little handshake. We deserved it from all of our hard work. And I just hope that you guys support us. Follow us on Instagram, Life in Color by SJN9. Like, subscribe, and join us for more adventures.